Let's be real. If you want to know what a car critic truly respects, you look at the cars they actually own. Not the ones they test drive and criticize, but the ones they've willingly spent their own hard-earned money on. These are the cars that mean something. Today, we will check out Jeremy Clarkson's personal car collection to reveal the cars that captured the heart of one of the most blunt car enthusiasts on the planet. So, let's start with the crown jewel of Clarkson's collection. A car that perfectly blends insane power with pure luxury, the 2020 Bentley Flying Spur. Clarkson has driven some of the most exotic, rare, and outrageously powerful cars in the world, but when it came time to pick a personal favorite, he didn't go for a supercar. He went for a Bentley. The Flying Spur is an unusual choice for someone like Clarkson, who's no stranger to speed demons and track monsters. But there's something about this car that clearly struck a chord. When he reviewed the 2020 Flying Spur W12, Clarkson had nothing but praise. Smoothness, silence, and insane power, he called it, as if Bentley had somehow made the ultimate blend of refinement and raw performance. It's still a mystery whether Clarkson went for the W12 or the V8 twin-turbo, but given the timing of his purchase and his enthusiasm for raw power, the W12 is a safe bet. This beast boasts 626 horsepower from a 6.0-liter W12 engine, launching it from 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds. Not bad for a luxury sedan. And here's the kicker. This machine isn't just about speed. Clarkson calls it the kind of car that flies in every sense. It's sleek, it's powerful, and it's designed for the long haul. But here's where it gets really interesting. This Bentley Flying Spur isn't just a car for Clarkson. It's a nod to his family legacy. The Flying Spur is a tribute to his late grandfather, who, according to Clarkson, always had Bentleys. Each time his grandfather got a new one, he'd say, "This car will see me out." Clarkson claims his grandfather lived so long, he had to say that several times, buying a new Bentley every few years. So when Clarkson bought his own Flying Spur in 2020, he made a similar statement saying that it would see him out. It's a sentimental connection that most of us might not expect from a man known for his sharp humor and no-nonsense approach. But there's one detail that annoys Clarkson about his beloved Bentley, and it's a surprising one. Prince Andrew also owns one. Now, knowing Clarkson, you can bet he wasn't thrilled to learn he shared his ride with the infamous royal. So what makes the 2020 Bentley Flying Spur such a standout choice for a man like Clarkson? Well, this third-generation model is no ordinary luxury car. Launched in 2019, it merges country club elegance with the adrenaline of a high-performance supercar. Step inside, and you're met with exquisite craftsmanship and tech-forward features. We're talking LED matrix headlamps that resemble cut crystal, a touchscreen remote for rear passengers, and diamond-quilted leather that gives it a unique, rich texture. The rotary switches have a diamond knurled finish, combining modern tech with old-school luxury. Under the hood, you've got Bentley's iconic 6.0-liter twin-turbocharged W12 engine, paired with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. This engine wasn't just built, it was crafted, with over 100,000 W12 engines hand-built at Bentley's Dream Factory in Crewe before production ended in 2024. This powerhouse delivers 626 horsepower and a jaw-dropping 664 pound-feet of torque, hitting a top speed of 207 miles per hour. And while the W12 has since been retired, Clarkson's Flying Spur remains a testament to Bentley's legacy of combining brute power with elegance. But Clarkson isn't just about fancy Bentleys. In fact, his everyday ride is worlds apart from the luxurious Flying Spur. So what does Jeremy Clarkson drive to the farm and back? A trusty 2007 Range Rover Vogue SE. This Range Rover, with its 3.6-liter TD V8 engine and over 85,000 miles on the clock, is a true workhorse. Clarkson calls it one of the best cars he's ever owned. It even stars on his hit show Clarkson's Farm, where it helps him tackle the rugged countryside terrain. Now, we know Clarkson's got a taste for luxury and power, but there's more to his collection than just Bentleys and Range Rovers. Let's explore the real gems of his garage. The classic cars. These are the vehicles that capture history, style, and a certain charm that only grows with age. And true to form, Clarkson's classics are as unique as he is. From pint-sized icons to massive cruisers, each one has its own story to tell. First up, the unexpected little star, Clarkson's beloved Mini. This isn't just any car, it was a special Christmas gift from his daughter, and it's a car that's come to mean a lot to him. Imagine this, Clarkson, standing at 6 feet 4, wedging himself into this tiny British icon. It might seem like a funny sight, but that Mini has a permanent spot in his garage and his heart. Though it's worlds apart from his usual high-powered machines, Clarkson holds onto this Mini as a reminder of his family and the enduring appeal of British car culture. And despite his reputation as a guy who loves speed and size, this little car, with its unmistakable charm and nimble feel, has earned his admiration. It's simple, classic, and doesn't try to be anything other than what it is. To Clarkson, that's the beauty of it. But now, let's go from small to downright colossal. In the corner of Clarkson's garage stands a car that has almost as much presence as the man himself. The legendary 1971 Mercedes 600 Grosser. Nicknamed the Dictator's car, the 600 Grosser was famously favored by rock stars, film legends, and yes, even a few world leaders with controversial legacies. With its mighty 6.3-liter 5.8 engine, this car doesn't just roll down the road, it makes an entrance. The 600 Grosser is built like a fortress on wheels, with engineering and craftsmanship that would put many modern cars to shame. It's a machine that demands respect, both in the way it looks and the way it drives. This Mercedes was one of the most advanced cars of its time, with hydraulics to control everything from the windows to the trunk lid, and enough V8 power to remind anyone who's boss. For Clarkson, the 600 Grosser represents the height of old-school luxury and a bit of rock and roll attitude. It's not just a car, it's a relic of a time when automobiles were crafted with a certain majesty and attention to detail that's rare to find today. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like royalty just sitting in it. And knowing Clarkson, he's probably taken it out for a spin and given it a proper workout on a few open roads. Over the years, Clarkson has owned some truly spectacular cars, iconic machines that many enthusiasts only dream of driving. Yet, even for a car lover like Clarkson, sometimes letting go is inevitable. Let's take a closer look at a few of the most notable cars he once called his own, but eventually bid farewell to. First on the list, a Ferrari that left a lasting impression on him, the legendary Ferrari F355. The Ferrari F355 isn't just any Ferrari. It's often considered one of the purest, most beautifully balanced Ferraris ever made. Clarkson first encountered the F355 during a test drive and was immediately blown away. In fact, he loved it so much that he couldn't resist buying one for himself. Now, that's not something Clarkson does often, test driving a car and then actually buying it. But the F355 struck a chord, delivering a mix of power, precision, and style that he couldn't walk away from. It wasn't just Clarkson who was enchanted by this Ferrari. In a rare show of appreciation, even Ferrari acknowledged his enthusiasm, jokingly comparing him to Enzo Ferrari himself for his exacting tastes. And that's high praise coming from the Italian giants. But like many love stories, this one didn't last forever. Despite the Ferrari's allure, Clarkson eventually moved on, perhaps always searching for the next thrilling experience. The Ferrari F355 was just the beginning of a string of high-octane love affairs. Next up, Clarkson took a shine to AMG-powered Mercedes convertibles, machines that combine brute force with top-down freedom. Among his favorites were the 2002 Mercedes SL55 AMG and the 2005 SLK 55 AMG. These cars packed serious V8 muscle, delivering speed and sound that could turn any drive into an event. With a growling AMG V8 under the hood, these Mercedes convertibles became some of his go-to machines for pure driving pleasure. Clarkson loved the thrill of unleashing all that power, top down, with the open road in front of him. But, as much as he loved them, they were eventually replaced, likely by something newer, faster, or simply more fitting for his current tastes. Still, those AMGs remain some of the most memorable cars he's owned. Then there was Clarkson's British pride. He's always had a soft spot for powerful British engineering, and nothing exemplified that quite like his 1998 Jaguar XJ V8. This wasn't just any Jag, it was a supercharged beast. It offered a blend of refinement and raw performance that Clarkson admired, and for a while, it was the pride of his collection. And speaking of powerhouses, Clarkson's 2005 Ford GT was an unforgettable ride. Designed to honor Ford's legendary Le Mans-winning GT40, the Ford GT was an American icon reborn, and Clarkson couldn't resist its charm. This wasn't just a car, it was a piece of history, and he loved every mile he put on it. But in time, even the GT was let go, though its legacy undoubtedly remains close to Clarkson's heart. Then, there's one of Clarkson's more unique rides, the infamous 1993 Ford Escort Cosworth. This was a car with attitude, a rally-inspired street machine that, according to Clarkson, was always angry and spoiling for a fight. It wasn't the sleekest or most refined vehicle in his collection, but the Escort Cosworth was all about raw, unfiltered energy. This car didn't just drive, it felt like it was ready to tackle anything in its path. In Clarkson's words, the Escort Cosworth was always up for a scrap. It was loud, it was unrefined, and it was absolutely wild to drive. It might not have had the polished finesse of his other cars, but that untamed spirit is exactly what made it unforgettable. Not every car in Clarkson's history is an exotic powerhouse. Surprisingly, he's also had a few practical, although sturdy, family vehicles. 3 Volvo XC90s have graced his driveway, and though they might lack the glamour of a Ferrari or Bentley, Clarkson claims they were perfectly suited for their job. And then there was the 2001 Ford Focus, the down-to-earth, reliable workhorse among his collection. So, there you have it. Jeremy Clarkson's 2024 car collection isn't just a lineup of luxury and horsepower. It's a reflection of his personality, his memories, and his unapologetically unique tastes. Which of these cars are you fascinated with? Share your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe to this channel for more automobile content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for the latest updates on Jeremy Clarkson's latest rides. Also, click the like button and share this video with your friends.